So this is my east to west Alta. It's a 28 footer bumper pull, as you can see. It's a 2350 KRK is the model. As you can see, it is a aluminum frame. I've had a stick frame before. Never had any issues with either one. I know with stick frame they can actually stick the outlets and the walls where the aluminum frames they can't. So this is a basement. So I have a light there, and I have an outlet right here. Some of my other junk in there. It does have magnet holdbacks. It's got two 30-pound tanks there. My batteries are there, which I don't like, but I'm not going to move them. Oh, this side's locked. So most of my stuff's in here. It's on the like my freshwater fill and city water is in there, and so is my my battery cutoff switch. And as you see, endurance tires. That was another big thing about this. That's what I loved about it. Plus, so there's the. That's what it is. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and put this slide out so you can actually see how big it is inside. Alrighty, so I have my televator right here. So my TV comes up right here. That usually goes under my bed in there. It's got a good size refrigerator in it. As you can see, I leave this plugged in all year round, and I'll tell you why in a minute. But it does need to be cleaned. I haven't been in it for a long time. Last time I went camping in it is when Ruby was still alive, my female boxer. She passed away a day after Christmas. So you have awning lights right here, and you have interior lights and accent lights. So that's what those do. Those are really nice at nighttime. If you don't want interior lights on, which are, there you go, there's the interior lights. If you don't want them on, you can just turn on your accent lights, and that gives you plenty of lighting in here to walk around, or if you need to get up and get something, or you don't like sleeping in the dark, because it gets pretty dark in this thing. I have my 2,000 watt inverter there, my battery charger, a few pots and pans, a charger controller. That I was actually supposed to put in here because I was going to make this one my permanent one, but I decided that I was going to go to a fifth wheel. I'm looking at a 43 footer, or not 43, sorry. It's a 34 foot Stealth fifth wheel toy hauler. I just need to get something a little bigger. Family's been asking to go with me. This couch, it folds out into a bed. In fact, I can actually show you right now. It doesn't take very long to fold it out, to pull it out and put it back in. So it's just kind of pretty quick. So this one was really cool. This is what kind of sold me on this. But you just grab onto the bottom of it and you lift. And as you can see, it just folds out into the bed. That's it. There's not much to it. And then so your pillow doesn't fall down in here. It just comes down, acts as a headboard so you don't lose your pillow. And to put it away, it's just the same thing. Kind of pick it up here, and there you go. It's right back to where it was. Now this has a 53 gallon freshwater tank, a 60 gray, and I think a 35 black. So it has two 30 gray tanks. One's for a bathroom, the other one's here for the sink. So you do have two connections outside for your gray tanks. So that's the only thing I don't like about it. But other than that, it's really great. I looked at the newer ones of this model because this one's a 2022. I bought a brand new. And seems like some stuff has changed on them. The newer models, their payload's like only like 12 or 1300 of stuff, pounds of extra weight you can put in these things. Where this one is 3500. So you can put a lot of storage in this thing. Which I don't think I even, when I look back on it, I don't think I even came close to maxing that out. But, so, I have my heater there, which is my fireplace. And I do have, if you look right here, my little mini Super Nintendo. So if I get bored, I can play games while I'm camping. My tire pump. And then, of course, your sound bar up here. It does have a lot of storage. That's why I kind of went this way. The only thing I didn't like about this is it didn't come with max air fans. It comes with a small fart fan. And there's one that goes there. And there's another one here in the bathroom. Right there. And then this one doesn't even have one. This is just, which I don't really care. I wish they would have stuck a fan in this one, but they didn't even do that. So, but yeah, one thing I will say is I will never own another RV with a pass-through bathroom. When I first bought this thing, I was like, it doesn't matter. It's all good. But I've been having issues with it, especially when you have other people camping with you. And yeah, this has extra doors. Like someone's going to the bathroom when you wake up, there's an extra door. You can go out. You don't have to wait for them to finish. I'll open up that window. You don't have to wait for them to finish. You can still escape the bedroom. But yeah, I don't like it. So this is the shower. I did replace the shower head in this because I didn't like the original one that came with it. But it's a nice, good size shower. I have no problems showering in this thing whatsoever. Now I'm going to show you the water damage that I was talking about in my other video. So the leak was right there in the back of the toilet. And you can see how much it destroyed that wood. The dealership, they said that they would replace this wood for me. But I think what I'm going to do is I talked to him and I'm going to get that Stealth fifth wheel. And I said, nah, don't worry about it. I'm just going to go ahead and trade it off with you guys and get that Stealth. And they're all good with it. So here's some other storage. Fire starter, my coffee machine down there. I really don't use the ones up here. So there's nothing up here at all. But there's some good storage. I like the blackout shades. That was another thing that sold me, was these blackout shades. Well, the chickens are out. So, and that makes it really nice. The only thing I don't like, so they put the outlets right there on the top. I hate that. I wish they would have stuck the outlet right here. I think that would have made more sense. You do have your puck lights right there. A nice good sized sink. Quite a bit of drawers to utilize. You stick a trash can down in here. I have all my propane stuff down there. And see where this is coming apart. This normally does not do this. I just didn't put the screws back in because this is where you turn off the bypass for the water heater. So when you are, when you winterize it, you just close it off so the winterize or the antifreeze doesn't go into your tank. It just runs through the line and back out. So I just kind of left it like this because eventually I'm gonna have to come back in here and flush the system and turn those back on. So I just left it that way. There's no biggie, but it doesn't do that. This wasn't due to moving or doing to anything. It was me doing that. So here, so here's your thermostat for your AC. So your AC system's right here. You can open it straight up and just dump it all here if you want, or you can close it up. Hit to all the vents. So there's vents in here in a bathroom right there. Then we have another one in there for AC, and then we have a heater vent on the bottom down there, and we have a heater vent down there. So it does heat up this whole area. We do have vents to every bedroom or in every room. The other thing I don't like about it is open cupboards. I wish these would have doors. I really haven't lost anything driving down the road or down a dirt road with washboard, but I don't know. I still wish I had doors on those. It didn't make that much huge of a difference. You got your mirror right here, and then of course that's inside the mirror. Got a nice size sink. Not too much space down there, but I was able to utilize it. So of course you have your outlets there. I love the shower curtain. I don't know. I don't know if I will go to something different, but yep. So that's that, and then the bedroom. And as you can see, they all have like light switches and stuff in here. So you have lights. Bedroom, you have lights. So then you have your stuff there. Then right here you can actually pull this up and get under there. And there's drawers. There's drawers under there that you can get into. And the reason why I'm not lifting this to show you is because this is not the original mattress that comes with here. I end up getting a purple mattress. It does very well. I'm a disabled vet, so it works for me. The original one was a Camp King, and I couldn't get a regular size king in here, so I had to get a California King, which is longer, same width but longer, but it doesn't allow too much room in here. But it still works. So anyways, this is what I'm getting rid of. One of the other features I loved about it is it has a heated underbelly, enclosed belly, and it has heated tanks. And the one thing I like about it is it doesn't have an extra switch for the heated tanks. It's all censored, so when it hits a certain temperature, those sensors will automatically kick on and heat the tank up for you. So it's not something that you can forget about or worry about forgetting about. The sliding doors, that was another thing I dislike about it. We did have to replace from the RV moving around and the latches, that the way it latches up, it pulled the screws out, so we had to take it back in and have them fix those. Haven't had any issues with them since, but it can be a pain. So when it comes to RVs, I know my first video was talking to you about about why people think that they're junk and they're not worth your money. And in the long run, it just really depends. Whew, hang on, I gotta take off this coat. It is warm in here. It all comes down to what you need it for. I forgot to turn this off. What you're going to use it for, and how much you're going to use it. My buddy really loved this RV. He was going to buy it off me, and I really didn't feel comfortable selling it to him. And the main reason was because one of the questions I asked him was like, "Okay, how much are you planning to go camping?" And he's just like, "I don't know, maybe a couple times a year." Well, people, if you're going to do a couple days of camping every year, an RV is the last thing you want. Just for the fact that, you have to pay insurance on it, which insurance is not too bad, but what's going to hurt you is to register it. And I think with us, I think I end up paying pretty close to like $500 to register it and get the plates and everything for it. Like I said, the insurance is not too bad. It's actually pretty cheap. But now you're dealing with an RV that you have to do a lot of upkeep on it. You have to check your seams on the roof every year to make sure that they're not breaking and that they don't need to be, redone. You have to winterize it every winter, unless you're planning to live in it. But a lot of RVs are not regulated to live in it. So if they find out that you're living in it all year round, it'll void the warranty, and whatever breaks or goes out on it, you're stuck flipping the bill for it. Also tires. You're like, well, I mean, if I'm not running it all the time, the tires will be good. That's not necessarily true. Is they can get weather cracked. If you don't buy covers for them, they can get weather cracked, and then you ruin your tires just for sitting there and not using them. But and then you also got to look at the type of vehicle you're going to be pulling it with. And I've seen so many people make the same mistake. They're like, "Well, I got this F50," or even I've even seen people with crossovers and SUVs. They go and they buy an RV that will match what their vehicle can tow, and then later down the road they're like, well, I want to upgrade to something a little bit bigger, but then they can't because they've already maxed out what their vehicle can do. And so, you know, if you're planning to go that route, just kind of do what I did. I went and bought a used Ford F50, or yeah, it was a Ford F350 is what I got. It doesn't have four-wheel drive, but it has two-wheel drive, and it has more than enough horsepower and towing and payload to carry just about whatever I need it to carry, within, I would say, 40-foot range, maybe. It depends on what RV I'm getting, because there are some 40-foot to 45-foot RVs are really heavy than what they should be, because the material they're built out of is quality wood and quality material, so it makes them heavier. So it really depends. Like that stealth fifth wheel toy hauler, that's literally maxing. It's pretty close to maxing out my truck at this point. But it doesn't really matter because I'm looking at getting a Ram 5500. I already did my build sheet on it. I'm kind of waiting for Evan to get back to me about the build sheet and what he's going to charge me for the build. And I mean, if you go that route, you can just pretty much tow anything you want, but you don't have to go to that extreme. I think if you're planning to do a fifth wheel, I would at least get a 3500. You don't have to get a dually. I would just get a 3500. Uh, and that should be more than enough to pull what you're going to need out there when it comes to RVs. Uh, but yeah, and it kind of happened to me too, because I remember when I was looking at RVs, I just wanted something small, just something to take out camping and something I can use for hunting. And that's why I kind of landed on a Whoop Pup. And it was an amazing RV. Don't get me wrong, that thing was awesome. We took that thing places that you couldn't take other RVs. It worked so well. The only downside to it is when I got it, I do believe it was a 2020 is when I got it. They didn't have a enclosed underbelly. They didn't have heated tanks, and it definitely wasn't heated underbelly either because it wasn't covered. And that was kind of like one of the drawbacks to it. The other one was it had a small water holding tank, which was, I think it was like 23 gallons. And by yourself, 23 gallons would suffice, would work. But if you had like other people using your bathroom and other people wanting to wash dishes or something like that, it just didn't work. And of course, I had family with me, and they wanted to utilize the facilities, like take a shower and use the bathroom. And we ran through that water so quick. At least with this one has a 6 gallon water heater. And I know the newer models have a tankless, and I really wanted a tankless because I thought they made a huge difference. But to be honest with you, the water heater here gets so damn hot. I can't even run just regular hot water because it feels like it's just burning the skin off my hand. So it does get pretty hot, and you don't have to use very much hot water to get by. And I never ran out of hot water. I even hooked it up to my house, ran a water line right into the RV, and I waited to the the heater to turn off, and I went and I turned the hot water on in the shower, and I ran it and ran it and ran. I was sure that I was going to run out, but it took forever before it ran out, and my gray water tank was filling up a lot quicker than me running out of hot water. So for someone to say that you need a tankless water heater, I would have to disagree with that. I was one of those that used to say that, and now that I got this, I found out how much an idiot I was, and you don't need it. So if you're going to get a used RV and it has a 6 gallon water heater, I wouldn't worry too much about it. Another thing, this comes with a 200 watt solar package, and I never had to worry about charging my batteries at all during the day or night, because whatever power I needed would be able to run, would be able to pull off those batteries until morning, until they start charging again. The only problem I had is when I was camping in fall and the colder weather, and I had to run the furnace. Then I had to turn on my generator, run until my battery's charged enough, turn off my generator, and then I think my battery's only, I think they're only good for like 2 hours, 3 hours, and then I had to recharge it again. So I just kind of got, I don't know, annoyed. So I just let my generator run, because it running and charging those batteries runs at low wattage. So I can get a lot of hours out of my generator if I just keep it running instead of going in and out, charge it, turn it on, turn it off, turn it on, turn it off. So, and those are another concern too, is you, whatever you think you need for an RV, you're going to find out your first RV is definitely not going to be it. I've never known anyone, including myself, ever get it right the first time. You think you're going to get it right the first time because you have a checklist and you're like, you check all these boxes. You're like, yep, this is it. This is what I want. This is what I need, blah, blah, blah. And then you get the RV and you're like, yeah, this is my dream. This is going to be awesome. I'm never going to turn this thing in. I'm going to just keep this for as long as I can. And then you take it out camping for the first time and you're like, oh man, I didn't think about this. Oh man, I wish I had this. Or I wish this model had this on it. And then you find yourself kind of just nitpicking everything that you thought that was perfect with this RV. And I know for me, when I first started, I wanted something small. And everyone I talked to, they're like, dude, just get a fifth wheel. You're going to end up with a fifth wheel regardless after it's all said and done. And I'm like, no, I don't need anything that big. And guess what? I'm getting a fifth wheel. I got a small RV bumper pull. I went to a medium size, and now I'm going to a fifth wheel. And one of the main, well, there's a couple of reasons why I went that route. One, the suspension. Not all RVs are created equally when it comes to suspension. Some have good suspension, some have crappy suspension, and some have suspension where they're made to where you can take them off road. And just because you pay a high dollar for RV doesn't mean you have the right suspension under it to take it off road. So that's another thing you need to really consider is, are you going to be boondocking quite a bit where you're taking your RV off the road? If that's the case, then I would suggest looking for RVs, even in a toy hauler area, because those suspensions were made to be taken off road, and they handle off road a lot better. I've taken this one off road for about a mile out off onto a dirt road with washboard, but I take it really slow. I don't drive down it like a crazy man. I hit that washboard. I'll even slow it down to about 5 miles per hour if I hit really rough washboard. I'd rather take it easy and keep my RV put together than take it fast and get there and have to like nail everything back onto the walls again. Another thing too is sleeping. How many people are planning to go sleeping with you? Are you planning to share your RV with other people, with family members? Is everyone planning just to go with you? That's another thing to look at. Another thing is look at your water capacity. Okay, if you're having a lot of people going with you, I don't think a 53-gallon water tank is a fresh water tank is gonna help you. The toilet hauler that I'm looking at, I think it has, oh my god, I think it's a 145-gallon freshwater tank that's in it, and I'm kind of going that route just for the fact that my family, like my sisters and her children, like to go, and everyone ends up using my bathroom because, for one, they don't want to walk down to the bathroom where they're at, or they don't want to go dig a hole and go bathroom in a hole out in the middle of the woods. So these all come to my RV and use my bathroom. So, and I'm okay with that as long as I have enough water for myself. Let's see, what else am I forgetting? So we covered like what you want to use your RV for. Oh, another thing too is I learned from another RVer um, when I got this. He's like, you want to keep your RV in good condition. You want to keep it looking new. Don't want anything to warp. Then run your AC in a summertime and run your heat during a wintertime. So the idea is, whenever things get hot or hot, they expand. When they get cold, they contract, right? So in the wintertime, I run I run my electric heat all year round or all winter long to keep it warm in here. So there's no damage to the walls. It doesn't build up mildew. Because I live in Oregon, and so it gets really hot here, and it gets really cold here, and there's a lot of moisture in the air during that time. So, and in the summertime, I run my AC, which keeps it nice and cool in here, so it doesn't get overly hot in here to where it starts warping the material because the material gets so hot. And that's why everything still looks brand new compared to some other people that just kind of let their RVs go. And that's another reason why I didn't run a cover for my RV, because it will cover up my vents and stuff like that. So that's another thing to look at, and it depends on your price point too. Just because, like I said before, just because you bought a really expensive RV doesn't mean that it's nothing's going to go wrong with it. All RVs have issues. There's always something that needs to be fixed in them, and it's just basically sorry. It's just basically the RV shaking loose, because you have to remember that RVs are not built like vehicles. Even though they say it's a recreational vehicle, it's not really built like a truck or built like a car, right? Those are more built to handle more punishment. You got to understand that you're taking a house down a road at 55 to 65 miles per hour with those winds pushing against it, and then you're hitting all these rough patches in these roads, which shaking it even more. So there's just a lot of things to think about when you're considering buying an RV. Do I regret buying one? No, I love this thing. It's so nice because I pack it for what I want. When I get ready to go somewhere, all I have to do is pack the refrigerator. Whatever food I'm taking with me is the only thing that needs to get packed. Um, when I was going camping, I had like 3 or 4 coolers of food. I had cooler, and within those 3 or 4, it had food, water. Then I had a regular, just a dry cooler with my bread and my pasta and other canned foods and stuff like that. And I had to pack all that crap. And then on top of it, I had to pack water with me on top, also. And and then I am packing my 500-pound canvas tent. So if you put the poles and the canvas tent together, it's pretty close to about 500 pounds. So you had to pack it separately. First had to pack the tent, and then you had to pack the poles. You just couldn't pack them all together. It was just too damn heavy. And then I had my air mattress, and I had my blankets and my pillow. And of course my dog was going with me, so I had to have her stuff and her creature comforts. And it just became too much. And me being a disabled vet, I was just unable. As I get older, my body breaks down more because of my injuries, and I can't do as much as I used to. And so I was like, screw it, I'm getting an RV. It just makes more sense. And And I do. It makes more sense for me. It's awesome because all I have to do is hook it up, make sure my lights are working, make sure it's insured, make sure my tags are up to date. I get out there, and I level it. I put my uh, I unhook it from the truck. I put my stabilizers down, and that's it. That is it. After that, it's all camping at that point. I mean, yeah, you probably have to drag your chair out and set it up and get your campfire stuff ready. But I mean, other than that, that's it. It doesn't take you a whole day to set the campsite up. And on top of it, another thing I love about it, it locks. It locks. So I don't have to worry about people, breaking in. Of course, when I have family with me, that door just stays unlocked and everyone just comes in and utilizes my bathroom and demolishes it. But yeah, and then I'm at the end of the day, I'm the one that's stuck emptying the tanks and washing them, flushing them, and putting up with everybody else's poo, including my own. But that's all right though. I'm okay with that as long as I don't have to. I don't have to keep on packing stuff around. But anyways, that's my take. This is why I feel like RVs are worth it. But it's up to you. It's you look back and you look at yourself and you see and you ask yourself, are these the things that matter the most to me, or am I okay digging a hole out in the boonies and going to the bathroom there? Am I even are you gonna boondock? I mean, are you gonna be out in the wilderness camping, or are you gonna be going to a campsite where there's bathrooms and there's showers and you're good with that? So you got to do what's good. At the end of the day, you got to do what's best for you when it comes to the way you want to camp, and not listen to anybody else. I'm telling you, don't listen to me either. Go listen to other YouTubers. RV Nerd, I love watching him. He's really cool. I'll go ahead and post his link below, so you guys can check him out. And there's a few other RV people that I follow also, and I'll go ahead and post their links below, so you can definitely go check them out. But at the same time, it doesn't mean that you have to get a big RV like me, or you even have to get a bumper pole, right? You can get a camper, an RV camper that goes in the back of your truck. I know they make tents that can go on SUVs where you just kind of set it up there and you're off the ground and away from everything, and you're good that way. So anyways, that's where I'm going to end it. I hope this information helps. If you have any questions, go ahead and ask them below. I will try to get to you today. I have quite a bit of schoolwork to do today. I have 2 classes, and I also have 2 puppies to take care of. So yeah, it's like a full-time job all over again. Anyways, thank you for watching, and I will try to get another video pushed out as soon as possible. All right, thanks guys. See you later.